Ignorance is bliss. That quote is attributed to Thomas Gray, the poet Thomas Gray. So I went online and I found some responses to that quote on a place called azquotes.com. If ignorance is bliss, then knock the smile off my face. Zach de la Rocha. The highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. Wayne Dyer. Not ignorance, but ignorance of ignorance is the death of knowledge. Alfred North Whitehead. My whole career can be summed up with ignorance is bliss. When you don't know better, you don't really worry about failing. Jeff Foxworthy. My grandfather once told me that there were two kinds of people. Those who do the work and those who take the credit. He told me to try to be in the first group. There was much less competition. Indira Gandhi. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Derek Bach. The truth is more important than the facts. Frank Lloyd Wright, Unitarian. Yes. Now, here is the full stanza from the poem by Thomas Gray. To each his sufferings, all are men condemned alike to groan. The tender for another's pain, the unfeeling for his own. Yet, why should they know their fate, since sorrow never comes too late, and happiness too swiftly flies? Thought would destroy their paradise, no more, where ignorance is bliss, 'tis folly to be wise. There are a lot of things that I don't know. I don't know why cargo travels by ship while a shipment goes by truck. Or why you park in a driveway but drive on a parkway. I cannot figure out why my iron has a permanent press setting. And where do forest rangers go when they want to get away from it all? I don't know. Is there another word for synonym? Why is there an S in the word lisp? Isn't that rather cruel? Why do they put Braille on drive-through bank machines? Yeah. Scary and true. Whoa. Is it true that cannibals won't eat clowns because they taste funny? How much deeper would the oceans be if sponges didn't live there? And what was the best thing before sliced bread? I don't know. Winston Churchill defined success as the ability to move from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Bumper sticker I have actually seen. Give me ambiguity or give me something else. I love to ponder mysteries. Life is fascinating on so many levels. Think about the things that we don't know. I'm not referring to the deepest philosophic issues. Who am I? Why are we here? How can God and evil coexist? These are provocative, no doubt, and rightly occupy our spiritual energies from time to time. But the allure of life can captivate us on so many simple ways. Have you ever wondered what a color looks like to another person? Mm-hmm. What does red look like to you? Probably not the same. Why is it that a cat will cross a road and dart like lightning when a car approaches, but a squirrel begins to serpentine as though she's playing dodgeball? I'm told an armadillo will instinctively leap straight up 4 feet off the ground. Peculiar animal behaviors. The first time that my brother took me down exploring in a dry cave near Gainesville, it's called Bat Cave, I discovered I was claustrophobic in that dusty atmosphere. Even on a guided tour of Mammoth Cave up in Kentucky, I was quite uncomfortable. But strap a scuba tank on my back, and I will frolic in the underwater aquifers all day, squeezing through the tightest tunnels with no worries. I wonder why that is. Peculiar animal behaviors. I don't know what drives one person to panic or freeze in a situation that could mean certain death. And yet another finds the courage and the will to carry on. Blessed are the meek, and blessed are the strong. Another great bumper sticker. God bless everybody, no exceptions. I think that I have a pretty high threshold for pain. I have been in crashes, broken bones, major cuts, fallen from high places, and many other clumsy acts. But how can we compare? What does pain feel like to someone else? Just this week, I learned about a woman, Kiki Bosch, from Netherlands. Her motto is, disturb the comfort. Kiki does this by diving under ice in sub-zero temperatures, wearing only a bathing suit. I thought you might. She can swim like this for up to 30 minutes. We should always aim to disturb the comfort of everyday life, says Kiki, to stretch our belief systems and expand our possibilities. That's how she does it. But why does Kiki do this? I don't know. Well, I do. A few years ago, she said, I got sexually assaulted. I didn't know if I wanted to face life anymore. And then I heard of this guy named Wim Hof. And he said, yeah, try my method to become happy, healthy, and strong. And that's just the way she reported it. And Kiki thought, okay, I give this a shot. I can always kill myself tomorrow. Kiki said, the cold has been a big, big teacher for me. It's really the diving into the abyss and diving into the darkest part of my being. Every dive, I really dive further into myself. And the body just wants to scream. I surrender to the body, to the environment, no matter the pain. I enter that space of being okay with all the forces in life that press against us. And then to dare to accept all the fears, all the doubts, all the insecurities. Time just stops. I think for me, she said, the cold, I use it as a teacher. It's okay to have those thoughts. It doesn't have to define me. I am not my thoughts. I am not my history. I am not my past. I am not my future. By tapping into this primal state of ourselves, you learn how to connect to yourself. And in so doing, you can connect to others around you. There is beauty, she said, in going out of your comfort zone. Kiki, but we need to also find comfort when we are not feeling our best, to lend a hand and give a shoulder to cry on for those in need of it. It is our obligation to our community, our tribe, to find the balance between both. This woman is incredible. On her website, kikibosh.com, she shares her life philosophy. Live life boldly, courageous. It is not always easy to follow your own windy road instead of the highway. But keep the following quote in mind, she says. If the path is beautiful, why would you ask where it leads? So often we are entirely focused on achieving something. But we need to remember to enjoy the path we are following. Enjoy the little things along the way. She wrote, never force your beliefs on others. Show them alternative ways of living by living them yourself. And she does that. Hold space for every person that you meet, animal you encounter, and respect the soil you walk on. I believe that every small thing you do makes a difference. That pretty much covers it in my book of wisdom. Kiki reminds me that our fourth principle is why I became Unitarian Universalist. The freedom to search for my own truth in my own way is paramount. That responsible part, I'm not so sure. My friends tell me I'm a little wacky for playing with tigers. And I don't know too many people who would think that swimming under icebergs is responsible. Some find it irresponsible to think there is a God. Others find discomfort in our pagan practices. But respect for the uniqueness of each person allows us to experience not just the knowledge, but the beauty and wonder of our lives. Wisdom is more than knowledge, it is relationship. According to the foremost Unitarian preacher from the early 19th century, one of our leading liberal theologians in America, William Ellery Channing, nobody ever believed what was false because it was false, but because it seemed to be true. Is that true? I don't know. It seems obvious to me. We all think we are right. Why would we believe what we believe otherwise? What may not be as obvious is what follows his observation. Channing adds that all of us, therefore, have an obligation to learn how what appears to be false to us could be true to somebody else. We have an obligation to be tolerant, to exercise, in Channing's words, charitable judgment. What an astonishing concept. Not just to take our side, to pick our fight, to choose our intellectual weapons, but to consider and to empathize instead of fighting harder to be right. I learned that lesson by my second marriage. Or maybe not. Paul Tillich wrote, "The church is by its very nature dialectical. And dialectics are the way of seeking for truth by talking with others from different points of view. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. That's dialectics. Through the exchange of yes and no, as Tillich called it. Theology itself is mediation, dialogue between the mystery, or theos, God, and the understanding, or logos, idea, word, theologo. Religion is a constantly changing experience of truth revealed to individuals and groups throughout our history. That is, in fact, the history of Unitarian Universalism. Growing and changing ideas, process theology. There is faith in every serious doubt, said Tillich, the faith in the truth. Even if the only truth we can express is our lack of truth. Or as we would call it, our search for truth. I don't know. This confession is the place where growth begins. This is the door we enter to a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. It is the offering plate we pass, inviting others to contribute to a wider vision of justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. And that's another of our principles. Not knowing is an invitation to explore, to grow. Is anyone here smarter than they were as a child? No. No?
Not smart, more
Then, okay. I think I'm a little smarter than they were 10 years ago, or last year even.
Yeah, but you know less.
Well, isn't that what...
I mean, kids think they know everything.
Yeah. But isn't that what Socrates said when he said, that's why I'm wiser than anyone else in the world? Because I know what I don't know? I don't know. Is there any reason to think that you will not be wiser tomorrow? Under the ice, through the water, over the mountain, enjoy your journey. I love you all.